a situation that has really caused a lot of stress. And we're getting video right now. We're going to show you this right now. Chopper 3 video of him in custody right now. This has really been an exciting moment for the community after a lot of stress and anxiety about where exactly he is. We've been hearing throughout the night that their law enforcement had been looking at an area just south of where our location is. After hearing of a possible heat signature, we've been seeing an intense amount of law enforcement throughout the night. And now, again, as we're hearing about this possibility of what our sources are telling us, that he has been captured, really a lot of people out here are excited. We heard someone beeping their horn furiously at just hearing about this sighting and hearing about the fact that what we are hearing is that he has been
murderer. Danelo Cavalcante, 34-year-old man. He is convicted of murder, wanted for homicide out of Brazil, and was on the run for several days after escaping state prison. You see right there, police throwing him in the back of that vehicle. He is now captured and off the streets. And earlier we saw them doing kind of a photo op with him, just celebrating their capture. And I said something about he didn't appear to be injured, but just a bit ago they zoomed in on him and you could actually see the top of his head was bleeding. So not sure what went on there, but this just happened in about the past, I'd say 10 to 15 minutes or so. Actually, you can see him right there sitting on the side or inside that vehicle there. So look at the sheer amount of police it took to make this happen. This was a huge search. It went on for about 2 weeks. And that 34-year-old man, again, that being Danelo Cavalcante, is now in cuffs once again, back in custody and off the streets. And a lot of people in Pennsylvania, in the Chester County area, can rest easy tonight knowing he won't be on the prowl. Now, he made his way into onto people's property. He was captured by some trail cameras, I believe. Actually got into somebody's garage and ended up getting a .22 caliber rifle. Looks like right now they're cutting his shirt off, might be looking to see if he's got any wounds or anything of that nature, kind of inspecting him before they take him back off to jail. But again, going back to what I was saying, he had gotten into somebody's garage and actually got a hold of a .22 caliber rifle and then ended up taking off. And I had read this morning that that homeowner was able to fire around 7 shots at him as he was on the run, but did not get hit, as far as we know at this point anyway. But he continued on the run, and now, as of this morning, he is off the streets. So a very dangerous person now back in police custody. So I want to go back to a post I was looking at here. So it was 8:25 this morning when the Pennsylvania State Police posted this to their Twitter, just saying a press conference announcing the details of the capture of Danelo Cavalcante is scheduled for 9:30 a.m. at the Pomar Lynn Fire Company, firehouse there in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, if you're familiar with that area. And right now we're looking again at a live look here at a chopper up in the air, watching this all go down. Looks like they're putting a different set of cuffs on him after they looks like they checked him for injuries. But like I said earlier, they did zoom in on the top of his head, and you could see that he was actually bleeding from the top of his head. So we don't know how that happened and how this all went down exactly, but this is a very fluid and active situation. Well, it's not active in terms of him being escaped anymore, but active in terms of where do things go from here and how did this all happen. Trying to learn a lot of that information, which I would imagine we will learn at 9:30 a.m. this morning. So when that press conference does kick off, we will bring that to you, of course, live, raw, and unfiltered. In the meantime, what I think we'll do is we'll go ahead and get our last commercial break out of the way for this hour. We'll come back to this here in a
I would like to make a few brief comments. I'd like to dedicate those comments to the victims of Cavalcante and their families. At the end of the day, all of the people behind me here work for justice and for the victims. A close second to the people of Chester County. We appreciate your support, and we appreciate the dedication that you have shown us and the generosity that you have shown us. We are in your debt. This was a major operation. We know that it has affected your lives, and we're very much appreciative of that support. I'd like to thank the governor and his support of us, not only with his physical presence, but his work in Harrisburg on a daily basis. I'd like to thank the Border Patrol, Customs, the FBI, the Marshals, the ATF, our federal partners, the Chester County District Attorney, Deb Ryan, and her Chief County Detective, Dave Sassa. Our municipal partners, too numerous to mention here, in Chester, Montgomery, Delaware, and Bucks counties. We could not have done this without everyone. I would like to thank, from the bottom of our hearts, the members of the Pomar Lynn Fire Company. I know the media has been in and out of here. The hospitality that they have shown us, the logistics that you need to bring to bear in an operation like this, we would have been hard-pressed to do that without them being good hosts to us. Lastly, but certainly not least in any way, shape, or form, to the women and men of the Pennsylvania State Police, thank you. Thank you for your hard work and your diligence. This is my third manhunt with Lieutenant Colonel George Bivens. It's not lost on me that it was 9 years to the day yesterday for the Blooming Grove ambush. And in all of those operational cycles, there is no person who enjoys more of my trust and confidence. He was tasked with standing this operation up. My confidence in him is marrow deep. He is the consummate professional, and I would now like to turn it over to Lieutenant Colonel Bivens to give you the operational rundown of the capture of Cavalcante. Lieutenant Colonel Bivens.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Colonel. It is a true pleasure to stand here this morning and talk to all of you about bringing this manhunt to a successful conclusion, and without getting anyone else hurt, most importantly. None of this would be possible without the support of this team, represented by members of various agencies standing with us up here, by others standing throughout this fire hall, and by still more who are out there in the field. So let me give you a few details about how this unfolded. As you know, we have been working most recently in a perimeter established in northern Chester County. Last night, shortly after midnight, a series of events started to unfold. First, we had a burglar alarm at a residence near Prizer Road within the perimeter. Our people investigated that, did not find Cavalcante there or anyone else, but it started to bring some of our people into that area. We had been searching an area not far from there already with some tactical teams that night. There was an aircraft overhead utilizing FLIR technology, and close to 1 a.m. picked up a heat signal that they began to track. It was west of PA 100 and north of Prizer Road. Tactical teams began to converge on that location where the heat source was moving. Unfortunately, we had a weather system that also came in, and we had lightning that was flashing all around, and it caused the aircraft to have to depart the area. Tactical teams made a decision to secure that area, that smaller area, as best they could, and hold it through the storm and until we could bring additional resources in and bring aircraft back overhead to ensure that we did not have an issue with an escape. That resumed early this morning, and shortly after 8 a.m., tactical teams converged on the area where the heat source was. They were able to move in very quietly. They had the element of surprise. Cavalcante did not realize he was surrounded until that had occurred. That did not stop him from trying to escape. He began to crawl through thick underbrush, taking his rifle with him as he went. One of the Customs and Border Control teams, BORTAC, had a dog with them. They released the dog. Some of our PSP CERT members were also there, had him surrounded. The dog subdued him, and team members from both of those teams immediately moved in. He continued to resist, but was forcibly taken into custody. No one was injured as a result of that. Excuse me. He did sustain a minor bite wound. We had medical personnel at the scene, and they took a look at that. Cavalcante was, as I said, taken into custody. He was transported to our Avondale station for further processing and interview, and he will ultimately be transferred to a state correctional institute where he will be housed and begin to serve his life sentence.
Okay, I just want to let you know we will not be flying to Pennsylvania tonight. Mama G and Doug Live were flying to Philadelphia tonight out of Fort Myers. It was gonna get in at I think after midnight. We will not be doing that. I've told people we were flying there. They captured Cavalcante, whatever his name is, the moon cricket. They've captured him. So that is canceled. So that'll probably save us $1,000. With flights, car rental, hotel, probably would have been a couple thousand for the weekend. But that is canceled because they caught the little moon cricket. So he's going to prison. The dogs caught him. And trying to get over here. It's you actually you all saw that, but I was up all night. I was watching T-Rev. Thank you, T-Rev, for all the work you did. That was great. I was coming up there because you kept complaining no one was live streaming. So we were going to fly up there and live stream all night, every day, till they caught him. But they caught him. But I just wanted to thank you, T-Rev up there. He did a great, he was up all night. Had JLR up there. And we were going to have Doug Live, but now they caught him. So the little I don't know his name. Cavalcante. So we will stay here in Florida. We're not flying to Philadelphia. The plans have changed. I'm sorry. I told everybody that I was flying, that Mama G and I were going to fly up to Philadelphia to cover the case. But thank God they caught him. That's all we cared about. You'll actually, you already saw in the video, because I'm going to put this at the end of the videos. So we'll be back to our next case. Stay tuned. Don't worry. We haven't left you. We're not gone yet. Oh, I forgot we were watching Icad Mel also forgot he was showing. That was great. I was watching everybody. I had 6 streams set up there, so just so you know, I wanted to thank all of you. Did a great job. Wonderful, just lovely.